Taurus, and welcome to your January 2025 horoscope. These are a new thing that I'm doing, these sign-by-sign horoscopes, and here's how they're going to work. You're going to want to listen primarily for your ascendant, your rising sign. And secondarily to that, or second to that, I should say, is your moon sign. Of less importance is your sun sign. If you want to give a listen for that, though, I'm not going to have the horoscope police looking at you going, "Oh, they listen to their sun sign." So do what you want. I'm just pointing out how you're going to get the greatest level of accuracy. If you don't know where your ascendant or your moon sign are, I do have a free chart calculator available on my site. You'll be able to find that here. In addition to that, horoscopes only go so deep because we're just looking at transits in relation to your ascendant. So if you want a really deep dive into your own personal horoscope, I highly recommend scheduling in one of my astrological services. You can find one of those above. So who's to say that the idea that you have is not a really good one? Well, towards the middle of the month, you may actually have somebody say not necessarily that it's not a good idea, but offer some pushback against something that you're wanting to put out. Towards the beginning of the month, you're likely doing that yourself. And you're questioning whether launching an idea, maybe it's an idea of how you can become self-employed. Maybe it's an artistic idea that you're wanting to put out. You're wanting to launch something that is of great importance to you, an idea that you have that's of great importance to you. And in doing that, you're not really sure of the stability or the security of this idea, and you sense it's a good idea and something you'd like to do, but maybe one part of you is also questioning whether this is something that's going to make you happy. Because a part of you senses that in order to do this, and in order to do it well, you may find yourself in a position where you're being asked to surrender a certain degree of creative control. Now, let's talk about those two words, which really, on a certain level, are diametrically opposed. Okay, creative expression, creative control, right? So, creative control. So, there's a part of you that maybe wants creative control over this, but maybe it's because you're going, hey, you know what? This is my baby. I believe in it, and it's what I really want to do, and I don't want to accept any input on it. But somebody towards the middle of the month likely has an idea that they present to you, but to you it feels like pushback. To you it feels like somebody infringing upon your space or somebody trying to tell you how to do something that you're pretty sure you want to do because you've kind of been over this. You've thought about it. You've kind of tapped into the creative inspiration that's driving this particular idea, and what this person is saying doesn't fully fit in with that idea. So you're going, no, I don't want to do that. But behind the scenes, and behind the scenes, I mean behind this scene, way back in your subconscious mind, it's triggering something, which is this little hint of a part of you that does want to do this. But you're kind of going, yeah, but if I did that, well, I'm not really sure if that's a good idea or if that's a stable idea. You see, we've got a lot of planets that are transiting Purva Bhadrapada lately. Purva Bhadrapada represents a two-faced individual, and quite often it brings to the surface the concept that we have, or rather, not the concept, but the dilemma that we have of two different sides of our personality. One which we repress back to, the hidden recesses of our mind, and the other one which with which we approach the world. But that little voice, it kind of comes out every now and then and tries to say, hey, go grab some cookies from the kitchen. No, I'm only kidding. But it does kind of drop little hints in your ear that you're going, I'm not sure that's a good idea. So you keep pushing it back and you keep pushing it back. And finally, it keeps appearing on the stage of your life until sometimes it may actually be represented by another ding, ding, ding human being presenting to you an idea that at first you go, no, I don't want to do that. Doing that would be going against this detail and that detail and X detail and Y detail, and I need to do it in precisely this way. But what if you could take something that's this big, okay, maybe this big, and make it this big and make it so that a lot of people could benefit from your idea just from the simplicity of you taking a shred of insight from another individual, which really, on a certain level, is confirming something that you've had in mind all along. You just wanted to disacknowledge it. You've just wanted to hold it back. And now you don't need to hold it back anymore. You perhaps need to refine it. You perhaps need to make a couple of adjustments, and you need to make it your own. And what we're likely going to see is towards the middle of the month, around the 13th, when the sun will be forming an alignment with Uranus, which is presently transiting your sign, you're going to begin to have the first stages of that happening. Then towards the end of the month, when Uranus shifts to forward motion in Kritika Nakshatra in your sign, all the final refinements will have begun to take place enough so that you can begin to launch this to the next stage. But don't shut out outside input. As a matter of fact, you'll likely find that that outside input represents something that you've long wanted to do in the first place. If you could use a little bit of insight into this particular situation or anything at all, like how to adjust your glasses while you're on the camera, I do highly recommend my astrological services. You'll be able to find those on my astrological services page, which you will find linked above. That's going to do it for this look at the January horoscope for you, Taurus. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.